Wow, you guys been busy. Send over a ton of articles, research, notes, all about AI.
Yeah, seems like everyone's diving into AI these days, huh?
Totally. But you're focused on two big players, OpenAI and DeepSeek.
And for good reason?
Yeah, they're both doing incredible things, but with totally different approaches.
They really highlight the different paths AI could take.
Okay, so let's deep dive into this. Like, what makes OpenAI tick?
Yeah.
How do they work? Why are they so dominant right now?
Well, they've been at it for a while, and they've built some incredibly powerful models.
Right, GPT-4, Daily 2, those are kind of household names at this point.
Exactly. And those models are built on, like, mountains of data.
You actually had a note about Daily 2 being trained on like 650 million image text pairs.
Yeah, that's right. Basically a massive visual library that it learns from,
No wonder it can create such incredible and sometimes kind of creepy images.
for sure. But beyond the data, they're also really good at these alignment techniques.
Alignment techniques. Sounds kind of technical.
It is, but think of it like this. It's how they teach the AI to actually understand what we want it to do.
Like to follow instructions and stuff.
Precisely. So if you ask a well-aligned AI to, say, write a poem about a cat, it won't just spit out random words.
It'll actually like write a good poem.
Yep. And maybe even make it rhyme, follow a certain style, you name it.
Okay, so they've got the data, they've got the techniques. What else makes them so successful?
Well, they've also built a lot of trust with, like, enterprises, governments, developers. They see OpenAI as a reliable partner.
So if AI were high school, OpenAI would be prom king, right?
Haha, pretty much. But, there are some who criticize their closed approach.
Right. Keeping their models like top secret.
Exactly. They argue that it actually slows down progress. More people could be contributing, building on their work.
And that's part of what makes DeepSeek so interesting, right?
Totally. It's like the opposite philosophy. They'll make AI accessible to everyone.
Democratize it, right?
Exactly. They believe that the benefits of AI shouldn't be limited to just a few powerful companies or institutions.
So how are they trying to achieve that?
Well, for one, they're really focused on efficiency, like building models that can do multiple things really well.
So instead of having one AI for writing, one for images, one for music.
You could have one that does it all. Imagine the possibilities.
Okay, yeah, that's pretty mind-blowing.
And they're doing this with, like, a fraction of the resources that OpenAI has.
So how is that even possible?
Well, they're big on community-driven innovation.
Like crowdsourcing AI development.
Kind of.
Yeah.
They encourage researchers and developers from all over the world to collaborate, share their work, build on each other's ideas.
So it's like a global team effort to build better AI faster.
Exactly. They're leveraging the power of the crowd.
Okay, but let's be real. Can they really compete with OpenAI?
Right.
Like, it's David versus Goliath, right?
It's definitely an uphill battle, no doubt about it. OpenAI has a huge head start.
Yeah, and all that funding and the big partnerships.
Exactly. But DeepSeek's approach is really compelling. If they can pull it off, it could be a game changer.
So what needs to happen for them to catch up?
Well, they need to attract more talent, obviously, build up their infrastructure, get more resources.
Right, because even with open source, you still need serious computing power to train these models.
Absolutely. And they also need to build trust with businesses and governments, show that their approach is reliable, secure, and all that.
Okay, so it's not just about the tech, it's about the whole ecosystem around it.
Totally. It's about convincing people that this is the right path for AI.
And this whole conversation, it makes you think, right, like, is there a middle ground between these two approaches?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Can we have both the power and the accessibility?
Because we all want AI to be used for good, but we also don't want it to be controlled by just a few companies.
That's the balance we need to find, and it's not an easy one.
It's kind of like we're at a fork in the road, and the choices we make now will have a huge impact on the future.
No doubt about it. This is a pivotal moment for AI.
Well, I have to say, after diving into all this, I'm even more curious to see how this all plays out.
Me too. It's going to be fascinating.
It's not just about who wins this race. It's about the kind of future we're building.
Exactly. And that's something we all need to be thinking about.
So to everyone listening, keep learning, keep exploring, and keep asking those tough questions.
Because the future of AI is in all of our hands.
Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.
It's been a pleasure.
We'll catch you next time.
See you then.